Hey beautiful souls, welcome to Anlex TV, where flavor meets soul. My name is Annie B, and in today's video, you read the caption, we'll be making Indian-inspired chicken vindaloo, one of my faves when I was living in New York. Love Indian food, with rice and pigeon peas and fried cauliflower. This meal was so flavorful, it was aromatic, had all those earthy Indian spices, such an absolutely delicious and flavorful and aromatic meal. Okay, so let's get into this recipe because ain't nothing to it but to get into it. All right, so here I am cleaning my rice, and this process you're going to do more than one time until you see that the water runs clear. So you're going to run some water on your rice, you're going to drain it, and repeat that process till the water does not look as milky. Okay, boom bada boom. And there's my rice. As you can see, it's clear. You can see the rice. Now I had cooked down some pigeon peas the night before, and so I'm using some of that water that I used to cook down the pigeon peas to also put in my rice. And then here I'm going to add some of these pigeon peas. And these peas were so good. Very good. I love this rice. I still have a tiny bit left that I'm going to devour. All right, so you're going to go ahead and add these pigeon peas in there. Give that a good mix. I'm going to add a little scallion, some fresh thyme, and a bay leaf. I'm going to add some salt, give that another little mix. And then we're going to have this on medium-high heat. We're going to let that come to a boil. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to start prepping my cauliflower. All right, so you're going to use one whole head of cauliflower. We're going to cut this up. And I'm going to actually clean it first. I'm going to clean it after I cut it up. And then we're going to soak it in some salted water while we get some other things done. And soaking it in the salted water will help tenderize the cauliflower. That you do not have to put your cauliflower in salted water, but I decided to do that just so it could kind of break down the cauliflower a bit, so when I go to fry it, it's nice and tender. All right, so back to my rice. The water has absorbed into the rice quite a bit, so now we're going to cover it with foil, turn it down on low heat, and let that finish steaming the rest of the way. Okay, so as you can see, like I said, I'm here cleaning my cauliflower. All right, salting some water. And I'm going to add my cauliflower to that while we work on the chicken and the seasonings and all that other good stuff, okay? And I'll let that sit for as long as I need it to, all right? And then here now we're prepping some onions. I'm going to just be prepping the vegetables that's going into my chicken vindaloo. I love onions. Lately, I've been loving onions more and more. All right, so we're just cutting that up, and then I'm going to set that to the side and prep my tomato. They do use, I believe, tomato paste in chicken vindaloo. I didn't have tomato paste, so I just added a good amount of tomato. I love tomato in my stews anyway, and this is a meal that I got often when I lived in New York. I know you guys hear me say it all the time, but that's what inspires me, is a lot of the food that I was readily able to get in New York that I cannot get here. All right, so now I'm making my paste or my seasoning mix for my chicken vindaloo. So I have some salt, black pepper, cumin, turmeric. We have some paprika, some ginger. And you can also use fresh grated ginger if you would like. I'm using ground ginger instead. And then I have some ground cloves. We're building flavor. I have some ground coriander. And then I'm using some apple cider vinegar to go ahead and help create this paste and give it the acidity that it needs. All right, this is a lot of earthiness, a lot of strong flavor. So you want to make sure you balance that with a little acidity. And then later on, I will be adding some brown sugar just to balance things out. All right, so now I have my chicken thighs here that I'm going to be cleaning. You know, you set your seasoning to the side. I'm actually taking the skin off. I like to make crispy chicken skin in the air fryer as a little snack. So good. So good. I love me a crispy chicken skin. All right, so I'm taking the chicken skin off my thighs and setting that to the side to, handle later. I'll be seeing you in a bit. Boom, bada boom. And then now I'm sharpening my tools. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my chicken into bite-sized pieces for this chicken vindaloo. Let me know if you've tried Indian food down in the comments. Do you like Indian food? And what recipes, what meals did you try that were Indian? Absolutely love Indian food. Love. All right, so that's all I'm doing. I'm just prepping my chicken, cutting them up into bite-sized pieces, right? And then back to the rice. The rice is all done and cooked absolutely perfectly. Perfectly cooked rice. Nice and fluffy. You can see all the rice grains. And it was flavored nicely. The scallion, the thyme, and the bay leaf just adds a nice touch to your rice, making it very herbaceous. Love it. Love. This rice came out amazing. And now here you see I've gotten all my chicken thighs cut up, and I'm going to add a good amount of my seasonings to this, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that up thoroughly. You want to make sure every piece of chicken is coated thoroughly in all that seasoning. And then we're going to go ahead and have my Dutch pot here. I'm going to add some oil to that and let that warm up. And then here I'm blending some red pepper flakes because I also want to add that to my chicken vindaloo to have a nice spice to it. Once your oil is hot, you're going to start browning your chicken. And I believe I browned my chicken maybe 3 to 4 minutes per side. Just till it's nice and brown. That's all you want to do. And you're going to do this in batches. Try not to overcrowd your pot the way I did, okay? Now, while my chicken is brown, I went ahead and seasoned up my chicken skin just with salt, pepper, and I think a little, I think it was just salt and pepper, really, yeah. I'm popping that in the air fryer until it crisps up, all right? So, yeah, now I'm going to give my chicken a flip, and you see that's nicely browned on the other side. That is what you want. Nice and brown. All right, then you're going to keep doing that till you do all your chicken. Set them to the side. And then now we're going to start, building the flavor. I love browning chicken in this way because then all that flavor from the chicken gets into the oil. So when you add your other ingredients, the flavor is a little more intense, but in a good way. All right, so we're making the batter for our cauliflower. In a large bowl, you're going to whisk together some flour, your cornstarch, your baking powder, your spices. All right. I'll have the recipe down in the description box below. All right. I've drained or dried out my cauliflower. That's what you want to do after you salt it in water. You're just going to set it to dry on some paper towel. All right. Adding some of those crushed red pepper to my cauliflower batter. Adding in my cold water. Until you get a nice smooth consistency to where you can coat your cauliflower nicely. And again, I'll have the recipe down in the description box, okay? And then look at my crispy chicken skins. Listen, when I say these taste like chicharron, they taste like chicharron, okay? So good. So good. Absolutely love fried chicken skin. Such a nice snack. And you can see all the seasonings on there. The air fryer does it justice. It crisps it up very nicely. Don't call me greedy. Don't call me greedy. All right, we'll get back to that in a bit. All right, so now you're going to, after removing all your chicken from the pot that you've browned, you're going to go ahead and add your onions. And I used a good amount of onions. Saute that up for about 3 minutes. Then you're going to go ahead and add your tomato, your minced garlic. And I added the rest of the juices that came from the chicken. All right, you're going to saute that for a few minutes, and then you're going to go and add back your chicken thighs. I'm adding some Scotch bonnet, of course. You can omit that. And here I'm adding in my brown sugar, and that's what's going to help balance out all those earthy spices. All right, give that a good mix. It looks good already. It's not even cooked. And then here I'm adding some of that crushed red pepper. Yum, yum, yum. I love a good stew year round. I'm a stew girl. Grew up eating stews. Stew is just of all different kind of cultures. I just love a stew. And then here I just added some thyme, some fresh thyme. Give that a good mix. Cover your pot. You heard that crunch? Chicken skin heaven, baby girl. Chicken skin heaven. All right. And I'm cooking this on low heat. I'm cooking this on low heat so that the flavors can blend nicely together And, you know, you just want to take it a little slow. You can cook this on medium heat as well, or high heat even if you want to. But I wanted to cook it slow. Here I'm removing some of the oil from the pot. You want to leave the oil to help tenderize the meat. But then when the meat is almost done cooking, when you're almost done with your cook, you want to remove that oil. Look at that chicken. Oh, and you can see the flavor. You can see how flavorful this is. And that is what you want. And you want your gravy to be thick. You don't want a thin gravy. All right. So the chicken is done. All right. And now we're going to go into our cauliflower. I'm dumping all the cauliflower right into that batter. And then we're going to fry this up on medium-high heat in some vegetable oil. Very simple. Very simple. Now, the recipe that I'm giving you guys for the cauliflower does have a 2-step battering process. I only did 1 step because I do what I want. But I did want to give you guys the best recipe possible. So do the 2-step if you feel you want to. But the 1 step with just the wet batter was fine. Perfectly fine. Look how good this looks. And it was nice and crispy and flavorful. And then my favorite part of any meal is getting that plate ready to be devoured, consumed, enjoyed. Okay. So I'm setting up my rice and then I'm adding some of the chicken on the side. This is a very homey plate. All right. Let me know if you would order this if you were at a restaurant. Let me know if you like Indian food down in the comments below. All right. I'm going to garnish with some cilantro, of course. I love cilantro. And that's it. That's all. Such a delicious plate of food. Lexi ran home to come eat this. It was so flavorful, you guys. So flavorful. You can smell the spices. And, you know, you want to ignite all those senses when you eat. You know, so the smell of it was amazing. Then the taste matched the smell. And it was just all around a very delicious plate of food. Again, let me know if you would eat this down in the comments. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless. Be safe out there. And peace.